are rolling.
Speed.
You were going to count down at the end, right?
Yeah.
Not at the beginning.
Sorry. That was nice.
All right.
So guys, welcome to Ireland.
Thank you.
Congratulations on Inside Out. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh, thanks.
We're very proud of it. Thank you.
And I mean, you guys have been together since kind of the beginning of Pixar. What's it been like, just the whole journey of it?
It's been a blast.
It has.
And kind of gone, it's like when I started, it was like a bunch of guys doing this for fun in their garage.
Right.
Kind of a feel. And you came on at about that same time.
Well, a little later. You were even pre-Toy Story, and I came on as an intern at the end of Toy Story. But yeah, it was so cool to be there. There were 110 people in those days.
Yeah.
And it felt like we were, I don't know, somewhere. It was like a punk rock version of Disney in the 30s, kind of, to me, is my description. And we've been lucky enough to kind of work our way through and work together on these films, and it's awesome.
Of course, we have a beautiful campus and 1,000,
1,200 people now.
Yeah. So, it's changed quite a bit, but it still holds on to that sort of basic underlying feeling of just making stuff because we want to make stuff.
Yeah.
So guys, there's been a kind of a rumor going around with the process of how you got the 5 emotions. Is it true there was a couple hundred emotions you guys went through before you hammered down to the 5 emotions we get: joy, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear?
I don't think we ever had hundreds, but we
A
did have
lot.
more. So the thing is, we did a bunch of research, right? We talked to scientists about how many emotions are there. We thought there would be some clear, concrete thing we could base it on, but no such luck. Everybody you talk to has a different answer. So we got answers from like 3 to 27. I think 27 was the max.
27 was the max.
But we said, okay, I was thinking, if I have to write for 27 characters and be able to, who's that guy again? And then design them all, it's just going to be a crazy...
Yeah, we had like Schadenfreude is an emotion. Yeah, they weren't they're fun, but they're not as clear. And we really needed for the story just the clearest. We kind of thought like our version of the 7 dwarfs, the most kind of gettable, and the 5 felt right. I mean,
And guys, you see sadness, and at the beginning of the film, she's very much kind of the outsider, but by the end, she's very much the hero. Was that kind of the choice you went with the character, that you wanted sadness to be this kind of dark horse?
Yeah, we figured, okay, sadness, even amongst ourselves, you don't want to be sad. You feel like, why would I want that in my life, right? So we tried to use that to our benefit in the story. We made a big list of all attributes of sadness. We took the negative ones and we put those at the beginning of the film. So we, the audience, along with Joy, are like, why do we have to put up with this character? And by the end, we start to bring some of the positive ones out and understand more fully why sadness is in our life. So that became her, Joy's journey, is understanding what sadness has to bring to her kid.
And you both have daughters.
Yeah.
Did you ask your kids, how do you feel? Is that maybe where some of the inspiration came for Riley?
Well, what's funny is when you talk to kids about their feelings, they're pretty inarticulate most of the time.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it is based on our observations of them. We definitely, we all go home and we'll come in with stories the next day of last night, my kid, boy, you won't believe this.
It really is sort of the greatest hits of all of our kids combined. And our production manager had a baby while we were making the film, so we had an infant. We all were sharing parenting stories.
Her voices, some of the crying and
You'll
things.
You'll hear her in the movie, right?
Yeah, so it was, it's really a love letter to our kids. And also, I think, and not to dwell too exclusively on the parent thing, I think for me it spoke a lot about my own growing up. And everybody in the theater is either growing up themselves or have kids, and so that, I think it really speaks to everybody. Right. That's a difficult time.
And you've got some great actors in it. Kyle MacLachlan as the father.
Yeah.
You've got Phyllis Jones,
Phil
Smith, Bill Hader. How difficult was it to find that cast, to get the emotions down?
Yeah, we worked hard on the cast. It took a long time. Some of them were quicker than, Lewis Black plays anger, and that was part of your initial pitch, because that felt so right.
Right.
And, but we slowly we thought about each character. We think less about the person playing them and more like, what's this character like? This is Barney Fife from the Andy Griffith Show, and Joy is a little Lucille Ball meets Bugs Bunny meets Amelie, and we would just kind of come up with character types, which led us to the actors that we found. And I think we feel like we've assembled one of the great casts in movies, animation, or otherwise, because they're so funny, they're so smart, they're great contributors to the film on all every level. Diane Lane is the mother. It's just very lucky.
And do you have particular characters in the film that you are you very much love? Like I would say my favorite was maybe Bing Bong.
Bing Bong, yeah.
I think he was absolutely fantastic. What about yourselves?
He was a fun one to write for. He is because he can just weird stuff comes out of nowhere all the time. He's part dolphin, I don't know where
Candy
that
floss.
came from. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course he is.
He was fun. Joy is probably the most rewarding in the end because she's the most difficult. She, for a long time, we got a response to the film, hey, the movie is great. I really don't like your main character, though. She's annoying. That's not a good place to be. So we knew we had to do some work because, anybody who's just positive and bubbly all the time, you kind of want to smack them. It was not real. It was not truthful. So we had to work hard, both in the writing and then ultimately with Amy Poehler. We were very upfront with her about the challenge.
She helped us with that.
She did.
She just kind of personified Joy. Like when you think of Joy, the character, you do think, that's Amy Poehler.
Oh, it's very true. And she's that way in real life. She's sort of effortlessly nice and kind to everybody and obviously funny.
Yeah.
She's almost lit up like Joy to me,
She finds any situation she's in, she can find a way to make it fun.
Yeah.
And so after we saw the film, we were very much wondering how difficult was it to get into the mind of Riley, because when everyone had seen the film, they thought this is exactly kind of psychologically what a character could be. Like, how difficult was it to make sure that the character wasn't a caricature of emotions?
Yeah, that was very important to us, and Jonas was big on let's make sure that we get actual women in here to talk about their lives, because most of us are middle-aged men, and we had, for me, as it turned out, a lot of the same issues that I dealt with as a kid were very much the same things that the women talked about: social difficulties, and did I say the wrong thing? Did I wear the wrong clothes? How do I fit into my tribe? And so that's really what the film is about. We did try to lean on that quite a bit.
Yeah, we wanted just truth and realism, and our writer Meg LaFauve was paramount to that, making sure that it was authentic, and that's what we really wanted with Riley, her to just feel like a real kid. And we obviously observed our daughters and little things, but we'd get groups together, think tanks, and we'd get all the boys out of the room and just let the women kind of riff on some things, and they would pitch things back, and it was a nice volley.
And finally, guys, I've loved Pixar my entire life. I just wanted to know, where does John Ratzenberger's cameos in every film come from? Where did that start?
I think that started just on Bug's Life, because we had used him all, obviously, on Toy Story, and then when P.T. Flea, we thought, hey, he would be great for that. And then, of course, the third film being Toy Story 2, by the fourth film, we were like, hey, you know what, we should just use him again, because he seems like he's the guy. And then by then it was kind of set.
Yeah. And then, I think John or somebody had said, he's our lucky charm, because the films have been, successful. So now... Yeah, we got him in this one, and he's a great friend of the studio. He's part of the family.
Well, Pete, Jonas, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for